So we're gonna get our acceleration here at the Altima. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 Nissan Altima SR with all-wheel drive. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Altima. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 25 around town and then 35 on the highway, with power outputs being 182 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go to the front end of the Altima SR. So first off, you guys can see we've got these prominent body lines here on the hood, which usually white paint hides body lines like that, but for some reason they show here on the Altima. Coming down below, you can see here with the daytime running lights and then the headlights super bright. Got the turn signal just down below that with some black trim next to it. And then notice here how we've got more black trim on this portion of the front end. And then you got the Nissan logo there with the smiley face front grille. Nissan pretty much has that in most of their models. And then all blacked out front grille, and there's the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see from a design perspective with the wheel, you've got the silver there on the top, and then you've got some black trim that's kind of like on the inside portion. I think that looks really cool. And then notice here with the molding for the fender, we have the mirrors that have been blacked out. Notice the trim at the top is blacked out, but then you've got chrome trim there at the bottom, so it's kind of interesting with the kind of like dual trim. But again, they do it on the wheels, so like all ties in together. And there's your full side view. I like how you have that like black piece of trim. It kind of makes the roof look like it's almost floating. Here's our key fob. You guys can see the Nissan logo there at the top. We have a remote start function, lock, unlock, and then the opening here for the trunk. Press that and it'll unlatch it, and then all you have to do is just throw it up. Now, in terms of the opening here with the trunk, and if you guys are wondering, it does open up a bit higher. It's actually very large here with the Altima. Notice we have our Altima SR floor mats with that cool like orange stitching. And yeah, storage space back here is very solid. And then you guys can see underneath as well. And overall, yeah, nice place. And when you're done, just throw this back down and you're good to go. Now, finishing things up with the rest of the rear, you guys can see you've got the chrome Altima badge, Nissan logo, and then SR badge as well. And then all-wheel drive, right? And then notice more chrome trim right there. Parking sensors here on the rear. And then we have the dual outlet exhaust tips, which look pretty cool. And there you go. Now here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see with the padding, notice the stitching that matches the floor mat stitching we saw earlier. And then you guys can see the carbon fiber print. And then here are the seats, and we'll actually move this out of the way so I can show you guys the space on them. But again, notice that stitching here. And then you've got like cloth trim here in the center. Very unique. But popping in here, you guys can see legroom. And then notice headroom. No storage pocket right here, but you got one over there on the passenger side. You've got some USBs. And then this does pull down to be a cup holder armrest. And let's head to the front. Now here's the front door panel. You guys can see again with the carbon fiber print, and then look at the padding down below with again that orange stitching, and then more carbon fiber print around the window controls. And then here's the front seat again, that same stitching, and notice here the piping goes down the center with the cloth trim, and then on these sides, power adjustments. And then we have the pedal layout down below with the gas cap release. We've got the trunk release right here, and the steering wheel is manually adjustable, and I just unlocked it. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You guys can see here with the padding all around, and then notice the contrasted stitching on the center portion. We have our cruise control with our voice command and phone controls. Paddle shifters there on the back. Controls for the center stack. Volume controls. Turn signal light stock, and then your windshield wiper stock, and well, there you go. Now here is the gauge cluster. You guys can see here analog gauges on either side, and then you do have the screen here in the center, which you can scroll through different bits of info here on the Altima, which is definitely pretty cool. And yeah, other than that, it's a gauge cluster. Now here's the infotainment system. First off, if we pop it in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, as you can see. And then as for the rest of the screen, first off, you've got like the shortcut bar here at the bottom. It is a touch screen, as you guys can see. But then we also have shortcut buttons here, so it's like double shortcut bar right on top of each other. Pretty interesting with the overall setup, but yeah, there you go. Single zone climate just down below, and then you guys can see here with the charging ports and the storage space. Shifter for that CVT, automatic right there with the engine stop start button. Parking brake, and then notice here again with the stitching and then the carbon fiber print. And more stitching here on top of the center console. And then notice here with the glove box, pretty normal. And then even on the dash, you got nice stitching all over. So it definitely makes this feel more premium, basically, and carbon fiber print. They've done a good job with the design of the interior here, I think. And yeah, other than that, got a little flippy mirror dimmer. There you go. Now here's the window sticker for the Altima. You guys can see here with the standard equipment, which there is quite a bit of standard equipment. And then you've got a few options on this. Notice base price $28,150, and then total MSRP right there is $30,480. I guess I ran out of the ability to talk there at the end. Let's see how it scoots. So let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So setting off here in the Altima with all-wheel drive, and it decided to start to rain, and you guys probably saw lightning there as well. So I guess these are great conditions to check out this all-wheel drive Altima, because it's supposed to be the all-season Altima, right? So first off, from a ride quality perspective, the Altima is so smooth. Just such a comfortable cruising car. That is for sure. Yeah, it's really good from that perspective. And, you know, aside from that, it's quiet here in the interior. This is kind of like rush hour traffic at this point. Yeah, 6 o'clock, rush hour traffic. That's definitely what's happening right now. And yeah, I feel like I'm in a pretty well insulated cabin, that is for sure. Aside from that, CVT seems to be pretty responsive overall, which I appreciate. It doesn't drive weird. Nissan CVTs have definitely improved quite a bit over the years. Like they're very quick with the transitions now, and it's just a seamless system compared to what it used to be. And so I think they're really trying to give CVTs a good name, and I think they're definitely getting there. This feels really good. I don't think that someone going from a regular torque converter automatic to this would really have anything to complain about, frankly. See how it does over the train tracks coming up here. Yeah, pretty solid with that. We got another set of train tracks. We got lots of train tracks in this area. Boom! Yeah, solid again. That is for sure. I'll be back to you guys in a second. We're gonna get our acceleration here at the Altima. It almost feels like it's still, it does feel like a CVT, but it's getting so much closer to feeling like a regular automatic transmission. It definitely would not annoy anyone, I can tell you that right now. So let's sum things up with the Altima. I think the SR package is pretty cool. It looks cool. I reviewed a Midnight Edition. I think it was, sorry if I'm getting the packages wrong, but I think it was a Midnight Edition. Also, the blind spot monitoring is right there. That's interesting. But anyways, I reviewed a Midnight Edition earlier in the year, and I thought that one looked pretty cool. But this is probably more like of a normal package, I guess, is what most people are going to go for. More lightning. Hopefully that popped up on camera. But yeah, I think it looks great on the outside. Interior's, again, nice. This is ultimately like a commuter car, right? And they've done a good job. And then from a driving perspective, it's comfortable. And, you know, all-wheel drive definitely helps out. It helps with Nissan competing with Subaru, that is for sure. And frankly, I like the looks of the Nissans more than the Subarus right now. Subaru's doing some weird stuff with their styling, right? It's kind of gone away from what they used to be, but yeah, overall, if you want a great all-season car, this is a great daily driver car. Gets good gas mileage. And the CVT doesn't feel as CVT-ish like it used to, so I don't really have anything bad to say about it. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Altima with all-wheel drive. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with the Altima. Check out them in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.